one of the 7 candidates for lieutenant governor for the nomination for the Republican Party's ticket to run on the ticket with Republican presumptive candidate for governor, Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli, is on with us right now. Corey Stewart. He's the chairman of the Prince William County Board of Supervisors, and he fancies himself as somebody that can cut government, cut taxes, and also has signature legislation. Part of his accomplishments that deal with immigration, and that's a big piece of his campaign and his past performance. And one question that we have, Supervisor Stewart, right off the bat is, you've made, certainly in Prince William County, immigration control as basically a centerpiece of your governing share there. And when you look at the exit polling in November 6th, one of the concerns that Republicans have is they lost the Hispanic vote by a large margin. You look at Northern Virginia, the percentage of Hispanics in Northern Virginia is increasing. How do you reconcile your strong stance on immigration with the fact that Hispanics, as a result of that, are abandoning the GOP in droves?
Well, first of all, good morning, John. Great to be on the show. It's an honor to be on your show this morning.
Thank you.
Well, one thing about a little bit of background about Prince William County. It is the second largest county in the state. There's 425,000 people, and I am directly elected as chairman by the county's 425,000 people. I'm not a district supervisor, so it's the other thing is that it is in Northern Virginia, of course, and it is the first majority-minority county in Northern Virginia, with around 20% Latino, 20% African American, 10% Asian. I've been elected 3 times countywide by that population, each time with increasing margins, including just last year winning 72 out of the 77 precincts. So clearly, I'm able to win even in minority areas of the county, or especially in minority areas of the county. And the way that's done is not by selling out our principles. It's not by changing our positions on anything from abortion to traditional marriage or even illegal immigration. What I have found and what county surveys have shown is that the vast majority of African Americans in particular and Asians, and even a majority of legal residents who are Latino, support our crackdown on illegal immigration. So contrary to what the liberals would have you believe, that we need to change our position and somehow embrace amnesty, I have found the exact opposite to be true, and that when we stand up for our principles, we will attract, and I have been able to attract, minority voters, including Latinos.
You feel that even with your strong stance on immigration, that you're going to be able to attract a better percentage of Hispanics than the Romney-Ryan ticket did in Virginia? Well,
I've been able to prove it. I've done it 3 times. And granted, the level of support that I have among Latinos is not as high as it is among African Americans. But in this last election, our polls showed before the election that I was earning a majority of the African American vote in particular. Because you got to remember that African Americans believe, and I think it's true, that they are the ones who are most hurt, most directly by illegal immigration, and that's true of Latinos who are here legally as well. Is that they are undercut by people that cut in line, that come in here illegally, do not pay taxes, and their employers are able to avoid all of the protections on labor in this country by hiring illegal immigrants. And the very people who are hurt most by that are those people who are here legally, legal Latinos, legal immigrants who are Latinos, and African Americans in particular. So that's why we should not drop that issue.
For those just joining us, we're talking with Corey Stewart. He's the chairman of the Prince William County Board of Supervisors. He's also one of 7 candidates for the Lieutenant Governor nomination on the GOP side. Chairman Stewart, when we chatted a little bit at the advance meeting this week, the GOP convention at the Cavalier Hotel, one of the things that you told me is that you were very successful in taking your message of less government spending and lower taxes and also immigration directly into the urban centers, the black community centers of your county, and that you've had success in, as you just outlined, in gaining a majority of African Americans. But the thing that struck me is you told me that you went directly into the urban centers and tried to meet with as many people as you were able to. If you're the nominee, do you see doing that statewide?
Absolutely. I'm going to be spending more time in the urbanized, heavy minority areas than I will in the rest of the state. I'm going to be campaigning very, very hard, especially in those areas, precisely because we need to be able to reach out, and I hate that term, but I don't know of a better one, but we need to be able to reach minority voters, and the only way that you can do that is by campaigning in those areas. Now, if in Prince William County, last year when I won my reelection, I did not spend a whole lot of time in those parts of the county where I already knew, I already had their vote. I already had the vote of the predominantly white areas of the county that were very strongly Republican. So should I win the nomination, I'm going to be spending every Sunday from the nomination day right through to the election in large African American churches throughout the Commonwealth. I'm going to be knocking on doors. I'm going to be at grocery stores in minority neighborhoods in Northern Virginia, Hampton Roads, and throughout the rest of the state, in Richmond, etc. Because I believe, and I know this from my own experience, that when you go out there and you listen to them and you show them that you're concerned about their needs and their concerns and that you're not ignoring them, you can indeed win their vote. But you have to show up and you have to ask for their vote.
So what is going to be the differentiator with the black community between your message, that what you're telling me has resonated, and the fact that, Romney Ryan on November 6th in the black community in Virginia got blown out? What's going to be the difference?
Well, for one thing, I think Romney was at a particular disadvantage because he was running against, the first African-American president of the United States and an historic figure. So that he had a particular problem there that was obviously insurmountable. However, that said, I will make this, and I obviously it's easy to be the Monday morning quarterback, but from my perspective, from what I could see, the Romney campaign did not spend a significant amount of time in minority neighborhoods, campaigning in minority areas, and that was most obvious really up in Northern Virginia. He did not, Barack Obama came to Prince William County twice in this election cycle. Michelle Obama was here. Bill Clinton was in Prince William County. The Romney-Ryan ticket did not spend one single event in Prince William County. And the one event that they were planning to do, but which was canceled by the hurricane, they were going to hold that event in the western part of the county, which is predominantly white and heavily Republican, where they didn't need to convince people to vote for them. They already had the votes out there. So again, it's really just a matter of showing up. And it's not just Romney Ryan, but I see this time and time again with Republicans, especially on the national level, running for national offices, ignoring those areas where we're not very strong, where there are heavy minority areas, and Republicans tend to blow those areas off and instead of doing that, we simply need to engage them.
Corey, I want to get to a specific here. What problem-solving successes, particularly in the area of business development, indigenous to Prince William County, can you expand to the entire Commonwealth?
Well, the first thing is I've been able to control spending and and actually decrease taxes. One of when I became chairman at large of Prince William County in 2006, we began cutting. We eliminated 320 government positions. We cut spending $143 million. Just this year alone, I'm proposing another $9.6 million of specific spending cuts. And that is, we've been able to reduce average tax bills by 8.5%. But the business community needs more than that, too, in order to grow. They need deregulation. Most of the problems for the business community, especially, let's say, in the coal industry, do come from the federal government, from the EPA, from the Army Corps of Engineers. However, there is a whole lot of duplicative red tape on the state level as well that needs to be reviewed, and Governor McDonald has made some strides in that regard, but there's a whole lot more work to be done. It's what I've done in Prince William County. I brought the business community in, literally locked them into a room with our government bureaucrats and forced them to make specific changes to the county code to deregulate and make it easier to expand or establish a business. I would do the same thing